So in lesson 5.1, we're going to start with a little bit of an overview on regulations. As I mentioned, we're going to take a look at the Canada and US regulations mostly. This is where most of my experience lies, and there's just no way I can cover anything in Europe or South America or elsewhere. But hopefully going over this stuff gives you a good sense of what to look for in your own country. So in Canada and in the US, these are very active. There's very active redevelopment of our food safety systems and regulatory systems. In Canada, we have the Safe Food for Canadians Act, and in the US, it's the Food Modernization Act. And so, I think some people have a bit of a reaction to regulations, not wanting to be overly regulated, and I think there's a good reason for that. I think it's important to keep in mind that regulations are designed to protect the consumer, and they're also designed to make sure that if you are growing and selling food to the public, that you're competent in doing so. And I can assure you that there are plenty of businesses out there that are not competent, that you don't want selling food, and that you do not want to buy your food from. So what I try to do is operate with integrity, not only to produce a good product, but to produce it in a way that I think hopefully keeps some faith in the systems we have. And yeah, I think the regulations can be overwhelming at times, but I think there's also ways to implement the regulations on a small scale that are suitable for small scale growers, but still meet maybe some very strict requirements in some cases. So you can see here a list of some of the things that regulations cover. I think they can be very intimidating at first. My advice is to read them carefully and repeatedly. And this actually just makes them make more sense and makes them more manageable. And just keeping in mind, most of the stuff here is designed to protect the consumer, who is the person that is buying your product. So keep that in mind as we move into looking at regulations in the Canada and the US in the next section.